Oh yeah, baby. I'm wearing my Jet jersey again because I'm getting ready for this week, baby. Let's get it rolling. JNC podcast. We are here to talk to you guys about a lot of stuff in this episode, a lot of stuff that we gotta squeeze in within an hour. Um, quickly, the main thing today will be our starts and sits in fantasy. We'll go through a couple of games, and then we'll have another episode ready Saturday. It'll be out and ready on Saturday for all the other games to talk about, all the other players and all the information. Um, you know, yes, we mainly have been talking about fantasy, but I do want to put out there Yankees are in game two with the Astros right now, and basketball is back. The Knicks played yesterday. The Knicks lost, went to overtime. They lost, but we'll get more in depth, especially now that we are in a NBA fantasy league that we have never done before. So very new stuff. But we're in that as well. So there's a lot to get into, a lot of stuff. Now this is the very busy month of sports for New York, for all around, where all these sports, hockey's back, everything's back. But I would like to say hello and good evening to Chris and to C. How are you guys doing today?
All right, man.
Hey man, I'm ready to
Doing
go,
all
man.
right.
Ready to go.
Doing all right. You stressing a little bit? You stressing with the Yankee game?
Yeah, man. I keep looking back and forth.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my grandfather's sweater. Hopefully that helps.
Hopefully. All right, let's get into it quickly. Let's start with the news and notes. Before I go to the first thing, I want to speak about the latest thing that is affecting my Jet team right now. And the news came out. Elijah Moore requested a trade, but the Jets are not going to trade him. They don't have any plans of moving him because he's just too talented. All right, like I have two different feelings about this, and you guys can give your input. As a fan in general, I don't. I understand where he's coming from. He leads the team in routes per run 217, I believe, and the second person is 190, which is Courtney Davis. So he's leading the team in routes by a big margin.
So he's just running.
Yeah, and so he's just running. He's the wide receiver one of the Jets. That's what it looks like on the depth chart. He's running the most routes. That's what it looks like. He's not leading the team in targets. He's not getting enough targets. He got one target in Green Bay's game that was a penalty, so it wasn't even a target. So it was zero targets, zero catches, and had nothing. So as a Jet fan, I understand because he should get some attention. He should get at least 5 to 8 targets a game, but on the other side of it is I'm angry because the Jets are winning. I understand for your selfish reasons, and that's the reason. It's selfish, but he wants his stats to go up. He wants the attention. He wants the ball to come towards him, which I understand. But the Jets are winning, so I don't like that he requested a trade. I think that it's going to play a big factor into this Sunday's game against the Broncos. I think it's going to force feed Zach Wilson to throw the ball against a really good elite down Bronco defense, and it could lead to some turnovers. I don't like it. I'll give the fantasy aspect in a fantasy realm. If you was to see Elijah Moore get traded, which I'm pretty sure he's not, but let's say he did get traded, you would love to see him in Green Bay. You would love to see him in Kansas City. You would love to see him in one of those high power offenses because he's really that good. He's a really good wide receiver. But I'll let you guys give your intake now. I don't want to get too much in depth because I'm too emotional with this team.
Go ahead, Chris.
Um, yeah, you said all that has to be said. I mean, he is very good. We saw it last year. He got hurt towards the end of the year, but came back and picked up where he left off. But I guess whatever scheme the coach is running or whatever. I mean, it was just not. He's not in that
Well,
scheme. He's
yeah,
not in that plan.
he's not gonna like it. So the scheme is the San Francisco because Robert
Yeah.
Sala can't for San Fran, and
Mm-hmm.
San Fran's scheme is run, play action,
Exactly.
run, play action.
And it's
That's what it is.
benefiting and it's
Yeah,
beneficial for because you drafted Brees Hall. He's benefiting from it. So Elijah Moore's just getting the back end of it. But I mean, anything could happen. This is only
yeah.
Zach Wilson's third, fourth game back. They had, and the good thing is the Jets, they haven't asked him to do a lot, which is good. I guess he hasn't really um had to do too much. So that's also why he's not getting his receptions. So it's a long season. Just him. I understand him asking for a trade, but
Yeah,
at the end of the day,
I get it. Yeah,
at the end of the day, you gotta like we said last week, it's a team sport. You know,
He's
It's not
getting egged
just one
on too.
person. Yeah.
Getting egged on too. If you didn't see that post from AJ Brown that I think he took down or
Yeah,
something like that.
AJ Brown posted it. He said, "Free my dog," or free my boy Elijah Moore." And I'm like, listen, like we get it. Like if I'm in his predicament, yeah, I want the ball. I know I'm elite. I know I'm up there, and I should get at least 5 targets or something, which I understand. But you know, like Chris said, the scheme is not a pass first offense. We're not the Buffalo Bills. We're not the Kansas City Chiefs, and that's all. And that's because we don't have Josh Allen or Patrick Mahomes. We don't know what Zach Wilson is yet. Like he's been solid, but he hasn't done much, like you said. So he hasn't proven that he could throw the ball 60 million times and throw 5 touchdowns a game. He's not in that level yet. Maybe he needs to be patient, but if he can be patient, then you know, I think Elijah Moore made himself a villain now for Jet fans, and it may not end well. And I don't like it because I feel like the wide receiver core we have is really deadly, and I think he's gonna ruin it for what it looks like. But that is the news that I wanted to talk about. The
I think
latest
that the
news.
only thing I add to that is that if the receiver core were to get and be developed and was in a developing process, Zach Wilson was slowly gonna throw more, slowly gonna throw
Mhm.
more. This might mess. I see where you're coming from, where this might mess it up and say, okay, Zach Wilson maybe have thrown instead of throwing 20 more passes than last week, they're gonna make him throw a million times more and to Elijah Moore's way.
Yeah.
So it could
And
mess up
and
the
I
game.
don't like it because we're facing Denver, who hasn't gave up a passing touchdown at home. And I'm not even sure if they gave up pass touchdowns in general yet, but I know for sure they haven't gave up passing touchdown at home. They have lockdown corners. They have Sertan, who is a lockdown, shutdown corner. He's gonna be Elijah Moore. So now I think in the mindset that if Salah wants to be solid, Salah could tell him, look, we'll try to make some plays for you, but we're not gonna force feed you. But I think in Zach Wilson's head, he's gonna think he has to force feed him, and I'm very scared about that because I think the Jets had something going. And I think now this little distraction just ruined it. That's what I feel like. But let's move on because I could talk about that situation the whole time. The latest one right now, James Conner is inactive for tonight's Thursday night game, which is the Arizona Cardinals against the New Orleans Saints. Maybe we get some type of a game this week. Hopefully, we get something. It just came out that he's inactive. So, if you have Benjamin and if you have nobody else to put in the flex, I guess you could start him. I didn't like his performance last week, so I dropped him, and I didn't really feel like I needed to hold him in certain leagues. But yeah, that's the latest news. DeAndre Hopkins, first game back. How do we feel? We feel like that's a plug and start. I think he's gonna eat the targets this week because there's nobody, no
Yeah.
Brown, no James Conner. He's gonna eat it up.
Yeah. And not to spoil it, but I have him as my start of the week. I know, like you said, it's pretty obvious because we
Yeah.
try to do starts and sits, with people who are not obvious. But I mean, I just put it because it's like it's a no brainer.
No,
You
yeah.
you drafted him, you stashed him, you waited all this time to play him, and now, yeah, you was probably worried, like, man, when he gets back, Marquise Brown is doing good. Now you don't got to worry about that because Marquise Brown is out for 6 weeks. So now D
Yeah.
Hop is the guy. He's a definite start. You know,
No,
and he wasn't
100%.
hurt. He wasn't hurt. It was just a suspension. So hopefully, he comes back the same old D Hop, and Arizona could pick something up because Arizona is not looking good. Hopefully this gives them some life. They are
Uh,
playing a tough secondary today, but it's D Hop.
Yeah, but he's gonna get force feed. I like you said,
Yeah.
if obviously no one's not gonna hear this recording until after the Thursday night game. But if you were debating on starting Hopkins, I think you're crazy. Unless you have like a hauler wide receiver, which was I don't even know if anyone you can take anybody out mostly for Hopkins. It's for
Mhm.
this week moving forward. He's back into action. Like you said, Marquise Brown was put on IR. He's out. Jonathan Taylor, he chose to sit out week 6 last week. So the latest report is that he chose to sit out just to get himself a little extra healthy. So I think that should boost up Jonathan Taylor fans and owners to let you guys know he's most likely playing week 7.
Yeah, for sure.
Lamar Jackson was limited due to hip injury, and Mark Andrews did not practice due to knee injury, and J.K. Dobbins did not practice this today as well. Now we did say that Thursday, if you did not practice, it's very scary, and it's most likely they won't play. But Mark Andrews, I think they're just giving him a rest because he's just been carrying. I think he'll be fine. I think. But J.K. Dobbins is interesting. He left the game hurt, and then Kenny and Drake had a great week. So if you are a Kenny and Drake owner and J.K. Dobbins is out, I think you could plug him into your flex for a good start this week. Um, Another big news: Dak Prescott, first game back. He is back into action, and listen,
He's
Dak
about
Prescott,
to eat.
he's gonna eat. He's going against Detroit defense. I'm starting Michael Gallup in one of my leagues. I'm just hoping for a touchdown. I
Yeah,
think he's gonna go
you gotta
crazy.
start pretty much everybody. Start, CD, start Zeke, start Pollard, you know,
Yeah,
definitely.
you gotta hope for a big game against a very. It's like Dak Prescott is throwing the ball in practice with no defense because that's what Detroit is. They just don't have a defense. It's really
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, so
Um,
now I can finally put Schultz back into the lineup after a while now.
yeah, that's a good talk. Really, we can hit into that. We could be. Do we feel confident again now to put him in?
Yeah, Dak is back and they're in a very favorable matchup. I like Dolch this week.
I also agree with you. Okay. Um, the last bit of news really is that Chiefs consider a strong contender for Odell Beckham. Now, the Chiefs, the
I told
Rams,
you that last week.
yeah, the Chiefs, the Rams, the Buffalo Bills, and the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants are all considering getting Odell Beckham. Um, how do we feel in the fantasy aspect? What do we feel like he's determined to be back at the middle to the end of November. So I don't even know if it's worth picking him up, but how do you guys feel about this situation?
Yeah, I don't think it's. I mean, like you said, if you're deep, I guess if you're deep in wide receivers, I mean, I guess it won't hurt you to pick him up. But like you said, if he's gonna be back towards the end of November, there's only in fantasy aspect we're talking about only about like what
Yeah,
a
so you're
couple, maybe
basically gonna
four
pick him
weeks
up.
left, maybe.
Yeah, you're basically gonna pick him up to play him either to
Yeah,
get you into the playoffs and you use
or
him
to
for your
help you in the
yeah,
playoffs.
and to help you in the playoffs. And I don't know if you trust that. See, how do you
Yeah,
feel?
that's too much of a risk for me.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it can, if he comes in balling, it can benefit. But at the same time, there's still a lot of mouths to feed in the Chiefs. I don't think Odell Beckham is prime Odell Beckham where he can go out there without breaking another knee. So
Yes.
so
And the report also is that he wants the Michael Gallup role, so he's not asking to be a number one. So
exactly, and
there's a lot of teams that would put him at the number one spot where he doesn't want to go.
yeah, which would be like the Giants, which we don't. I don't know. I wouldn't want him in the number. Honestly, he's just too injury prone, and he needs that role because he can't be the guy. He knows he can't be the guy, so that's why he's asking for that. I don't think it will benefit you only because there's too many mouths to feed in Kansas City. But like I
Yeah.
said, we'll see. We'll see.
Well, listen, I'm surprised as a Giant fan you don't want him to return home. I feel like if I was, I would actually be like, "Come home, baby. Let's go," because you guys need help.
Well, he will be the number one though. Can he be a number one again? I don't
I
know.
don't know. I don't think Dable would use him as a number one. I think that if he wants the Michael Gallup role, I think eventually you give Wandell a couple more weeks to play. I think eventually you move Wandell to be a number one type guy, and then Odell to be number two. With the defense see it like that, we have to see what Wandell is. Yeah, he first week back.
If we had Kenny and this guy Tony uh in and actually wanting to play, then I
Yeah,
would love Odell to come back and be that slot receiver
yeah,
where we throw here and
yeah.
there. Like
Tony, Kadarius Tony. We didn't really talk much about it, but he in the process of working on his right hamstring, he pulled the other hamstring. It just sounds like he doesn't want to play for you guys. That's what it
honestly,
just
yeah,
sounds
I
like.
think that's what it is.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like that. Another person I want to talk about. We kept talking about this top running back. A lot of people drafted number one in their leagues, including myself. CMC. So I got the latest of all the teams that are in the talks. So I'm gonna give you all the teams, and you guys are gonna talk to me about it. Um, the top teams that are talking right now to the Carolina Panthers, the Los Angeles Rams, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Buffalo Bills, and the surprising one that I heard here, the San Francisco 49ers are trying to get Christian McCaffrey as well. I don't think I missed anybody. The Chiefs, the Bills, yep, the Rams, and then the 49ers. Yes, those are the
I
four
think
teams.
I think if the Chiefs get Odell, then the Bills are gonna be like gonna go after CMC hard. I don't know. Maybe they'll be
No,
in a
yeah.
competition there.
Now, these are all the teams that are trying to reach out and trying to see what they could get for him. So, how do we feel? Do we feel like he should stay where he's at, or do we think a certain team that picks him will be a better fit?
No, I think he'll be a good fit in San Fran just because of the scheme they play. That's heavy run, team run first team. We already talked about Garoppolo that likes to dump off a
Oh,
lot.
he will
And
love. He will love
I
CMC.
think, yeah, I
Honestly.
think CMC would thrive there, and it would benefit whoever has him in fantasy because they're gonna use him the correct way, and
Yeah.
you would probably get the old CMC back.
Yeah. My
I,
only
I think it
question
would be a
is.
nice fit there.
Yeah, my only question is I have two concerns. One is that if San Fran is talking and trying to see if they can get a deal for CMC, what does that mean about Elijah Mitchell and where he's at in his recovery? And secondly, my other concern will be is will they give CMC the full workload? Because I think they have so much heads there, like Jeff Wilson, Elijah Mitchell when he comes back. You have Contavious Price, the rookie they drafted. You have Tevin Coleman. You have a lot of heads there, so that will concern me. But I do get where you're coming from because I thought the same thing. I thought
Honestly,
Jimmy
I
G would
think
love him
CMC trumps all of those running backs by
Yeah.
a margin.
by a
So if
margin.
you
Yeah.
go ahead and get CMC and use him for 30% of your
Sorry.
snaps, that's absolutely insane, and that would be
No,
absolutely
it's
dumb.
totally beautiful. I feel like I would like him in Kansas City.
I would like him in Kansas City as well.
I would like him in Kansas City because they don't have, besides Travis Kelsey, they don't have a playmaker, and Mahomes will love that guy. And I think Andy Reid will put him in the wideout, put him in the slot, move him all around. I think he'll fit really nice in Kansas City. I think that they will actually have a running game, which they don't have. Because the Bills, you can't say they don't have a running game because Josh Allen just runs
He is
all
the
the
running
time.
back.
So yeah, he's the running back.
Man,
So
he's hurdling people, and I don't know what the hell to
yeah,
say to this guy anymore.
yeah, but that is very interesting. But yeah, that I really wanted to get into because CMC is a big trade talk right now.
I had
Now,
a quick question.
yeah,
As you said, we said Josh Allen. Would you guys think that next year, QBs will be drafted a little higher? Because QBs are winning games in fantasy.
right
Um,
now,
I
yes,
mean,
this year.
I think it just all depends on the person or the league.
Because like if you get a Lamar give you 44 or Josh Allen give you 30 or 40 a week, you get QBs like that who can save your week and actually win you the week. I think QBs get drafted a little. I
I
don't know.
guess it
This is just
just
something I
depends.
thought about.
I think it just
No,
depends
no, no.
on the
Yeah,
league.
you 100%. I get where you're coming from because that has been the talk now, and that's because this is like one of the first seasons in fantasy that quarterbacks are just constantly scoring a lot of points, and the players that you drafted aren't.
Yeah, exactly. Some of these
That's what it
running
is
backs
this
are
year. Yeah, that's what it is this year. That you put a lot of draft capital into wide receivers and running backs, and they're not producing. Like for example, I'm gonna put one name out there, Mike Evans. If instead of drafting Mike Evans in the third round, if you would have went Josh Allen, there's a big difference there.
yeah,
And if you would
you
have
win one
went,
or two more games.
yeah, exactly. So I get where you're coming from. Would I do it? No, because I think that I could still get a Jalen Hurts in the sixth, seventh round instead of going with one. Because I think Jalen Hurts is a monster,
Hmm.
and I think he was a steal. And he maybe not be drafted that low again, but I think I could find another type of quarterback like that later in the rounds. That's just
Yeah.
me, but I do get what you're saying. Because Josh Allen, those guys they do carry you. You're 100%
I
right.
have both of them, and they've won me games. It's crazy.
No, and now you have these guys coming back. John Day Swift. You have Amon St. Brown coming back. Against a pretty tough Dallas defense, but
Yeah, I'm
they are coming
scared, but I
back.
think they
Yeah.
are playmakers though.
Yeah, but they
So
are
we'll see.
coming back. We'll get into that game when we get to it. But that's mostly all the news that I have here. Panthers are starting PJ Walker again this week, who did target CMC a lot, so I do like that, even though Panthers are a bad team. But yes, that is all the news and notes that I could possibly give you right now. So while we start up, Chris, if you can get on the games for Sunday and get on the spreads like we did last episode last week, as Christian yawns over here. But yeah, we can go ahead.
Been a long day, buddy.
It's been a long day. I hear you there. So while he gets that loaded up, we're gonna talk to you guys about a couple of games that we want to get into. Our Jet game, our Giant game. I will get through the Steeler game, because those are our teams, and then we'll get to a couple more maybe, and then we'll go to our starts and sits, and then we'll end it, and we'll give you another episode Saturday going through every single game, and we'll give you a bold prediction if we have a bold prediction of one of these games that we talk about today or on Saturday. Now, I was really happy. Well, not happy. Last week was a real down week for fantasy, but it was good to see certain players still give you that reassurance. Like I think at this point, Brees Hall is a big keeper in Aaron's league. I love the fact that I have him. It's so interesting that what Brees Hall is doing. It's interesting what you see Amar St. Brown that was doing before he got hurt. It's very interesting to see what these guys are doing. And if you have a keeper league, it's really good to think about. So let's get into it as the Saints already scored. It's 7-zip Saints.
Yeah,
Let's
deep
find
bomb.
out who scored. Deep
Was
bomb to Chris Olave.
No, Chanel. I think it was Chanel.
Oh no, it was Rasheen Shaheed.
Shahid. Something with
Yeah, something with yeah. So that was interesting. So they scored. It's 7-zip right now. Saints against the Cardinals. So at least they got a touchdown within the first quarter for the first time on a Thursday night. Thank God. All right.
Kamara looks very good too.
Yes, he does. So we're gonna skip because we want to go through our teams first. We're gonna skip through. If you go scroll down, Chris, to the Giant game, because that is the first game on our list to talk about. Now, before we get into this one, I just want to say the the Jaguars are favored 3 points against the Giants. This is disrespectful. This is so disrespectful because I don't care if the Jags have been doing good and lost their games, they still lost. The Giants, you can say they play mediocre. The Giants are 5-1. You can't say much about it. You have to respect the record. You are as good as your record says. The Giants should be favored by at least 5 points in this game. That's what I think. The Giants should have been favored. And listen, I'm taking the Giants 100%. This team. Now, I do believe that this game could be a trap game for the Giants because a lot of people think that the Giants should be favored. A lot of people, the Giants think they should smack this team. But the Jaguars are a decent team. They're not the same old team as last year. This could be a trap game. But I think with Dable coming in with his game plan, it will prepare this team to know this game could be a trap game. Make sure you win the game. But I do take the Giants. Fantasy wise, I'm only starting Barkley. You could take a risk with Wandell depending on what you have. I do like him, but I'm gonna sit him for one more week to see what he does this week. But I do like him, and your tight end is interesting too. See, I think it's an interesting start, a really
Bellinger.
sneaky start. Yeah, because he's been getting points on the low.
I'm on my sits actually, so
I like him. He's been doing pretty
I
decent.
like
I
him as
think you
well.
could.
I'll talk about it later, but
Yeah, but yeah, you could go ahead. See, you could talk about the Giant game. I just had to get that out because
no,
I'm actually
you're
upset about that.
no,
That they
you're
got
absolutely right.
disrespected.
I mean, listen, I grew up knowing that when the Giants are underdogs, it's better for us. And listen, you want to pick
Yeah.
they want to pick the Jags over the take it. I take it 100%. I'm gonna go with my Giants 1000%. I'm gonna go with my Giants for the rest of the year. I'm never going against them anymore because I just don't know anymore. I don't even care they face. I don't care who they're facing at this
Oh,
point. My
your
Giants,
schedule is so easy. You should
yeah.
take them all the way.
But even the tough guys, when we got to face divisional games, I don't even care anymore. Like the Giants have been surprising me, and I'll take this game over. Like I don't understand. I guess they're saying the Jags are at home. They play better at home. They have a better record at home. I don't really
They
care.
won 2 games only.
And they both been at home. I guess I don't know, man. It's just I'm not. Listen,
Make sure
the
I'm not bugging. They only won
Giants
2
over
games.
Giants over Jags. Over this game, I'm taking them 100%. Listen, the Giants are gonna keep this game low like they've been doing. Whether they're down or not, the Giants are gonna do what they've been doing, and at the fourth quarter, they're gonna make sure that they win this game. And there's not much to say about the Giants and Jags. Obviously, what Jacob said. You start Barkley. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I like Wandell. I do want. He's gonna be. I think he's gonna slowly increase in
Oh, yeah.
targets and roles
Yeah.
in every week. I like on the Jag side. I guess you can start Evan Ingram. Tight ends have been eating against our team. Evan Ingram's a good start. And running backs. The only position that's really been struggling is wide receivers against the Giants. If you watch the and the Jags, I don't believe really besides Kirk, if he's really
But
in a do you consider him as an elite wide receiver? I don't.
No, I don't
So
consider him.
yeah,
no.
I think on the Jag side is I like ETN. He's been doing a
I
lot
do like
better.
ETN too because it just reminds me of that first game against Tennessee what Dante Hilliard did to you guys while you
Yeah.
even though you won, but he had like 25 fantasy points. I think ETN is a good start. He actually was almost my starter of the week this week. Almost.
Yeah.
He was right there. What do you think, Chris?
So,
How you feel?
yeah.
Yeah, I like the Giants in this one too. Um, they've been proving everybody wrong week after week. Beating good teams. We even talked about them struggling against the good teams, and maybe they were pretenders, but they're proving everyone wrong. and I think they'll have no problem against Jacksonville this week.
It's crazy that we think that, but they're underdogs by 3
Yeah,
points. It's just remarkable.
I
How do
guess
you?
because Jags are playing at home.
Yeah, how do you feel about ETN, Chris? Because I know you're an ETN owner. How you feel about ETN this week?
I was gonna put them on my start list this week,
You too? I
surprisingly.
was thinking about
Yeah,
it. I was close. I was really
because I
close.
mean, the Giants don't have a very good rush team. They're better in the secondary. And he's been out snapping um James Robinson, which is crazy for the past few weeks. And it looks like he's been getting better and better each week, the more touches he gets. And we always talk about it that, it takes a while for these rookies to get going. So, maybe this
Yeah.
is the time of the year where he's gonna just keep getting better and better. So I like him this whole time. This kid is always
We
breaking
haven't we
something.
haven't talked about James Robinson.
Listen,
Steve.
I wouldn't be surprised if the week that I sit him, because I didn't play him.
I sat him as well.
Yeah,
I don't like this.
the weeks that I haven't played him, where I had him on my bench, he was doing well. And then the 2 weeks that I had to start him, because I was waiting on Swift, this guy was a bum. And I wouldn't be surprised that
Yeah.
him on my bench will have a good amount of points, and I'll be like,
Yeah,
you know what, at this point,
I sat him as well. I'm not a fan of his matchup. And like Chris just said, ETN is getting more and more involved, and I think James Robinson is slowly losing it. So
Yeah, he's out
um
snapping him. It's crazy.
yeah, so I think right now obviously don't drop James Robinson because you never know what can happen. He's still someone that you can have because he's a goal line back still. So if Jacksonville eventually picks it up, he will get goal line touchdowns. So that is it. We all taking the Giants to win. How much do you think the score would be? Like, let's just take a gander. Giants have never blown out a team this year yet. They never had a big. They usually win by a touchdown or by 3 points or by 5, 4. What are we thinking? I think
Oh,
I'm gonna take 24-10.
yeah, I was gonna say 24-17.
the Giants for some reason keep the game close, no matter who they facing, good or bad team. So I'm gonna go 20-27.
Okay. I just wanted to ask because, I feel like eventually they have to blow out somebody, and I think it could be the Jaguars. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the New York Jets and the Denver Broncos. At first, they were favored by 3. It's been brought down to 1 now. So the Broncos are still favored by 1 point against the Jets, which, a lot of people are mad about this one as well. I'm not as mad. A lot of people are mad the Jets aren't favored. I was listening to Keyshawn Johnson on KJM on the ESPN radio, and he was like, "Look, I don't understand it. The Broncos are bad." This is what he said. He said the Broncos are so bad. Why are the Jets not favored? They're on a hot streak. They're doing good, and I could kind of understand why they're not favored, and it's because, for one, Denver has elite defense. And the Jets have a good defense. The Jets have a really good defense. And I think the only problem is that Zach Wilson's the big question here. Is he going to throw intos? Are the defense going to score points for Russell Wilson? Because I'm not really afraid of Russell Wilson. Now, I think the Jets could win this, but I think that Zach Wilson could be the reason why we lose it if he ends up force feeding Elijah Moore too much. I think we are the better team. I think we're better right now on paper. I think right now we are better than the Broncos, and I think we can win. Fantasy wise, I'm starting Brees Hall. You can even start Michael Carter. I think it's going to be a run heavy game. I would take this week to sit Garrett Wilson, Elijah Moore, Corny Davis. I'll sit all of them, even though they might have a chance to score. Maybe, like I said, not a single passing touchdown in Denver that Denver defense has allowed. So I will sit all the wide receivers for the Jets. And I'm gonna start the running backs. That's pretty much it. On the Broncos side, I don't even know if we can start the Broncos wide receivers because it's just gonna be like corners against corners this week. I don't know if
I
Sauce
think you
is
start Courtland Sutton.
You think so? With
I think you should
Sauce
still.
on
I
him?
think you should still start him. He's good, man. He's good. I mean, like I understand, like Sauce
I don't
is
know.
he's really really good. But I mean, who else can you trust? Who else does Russ want to throw the ball to? All he wants to throw, and
The
as
other
much times
team.
as the much, well, as much times as
He
he
didn't throw it
looks,
last week
as much
because
times
I
as he
needed him
looks
to.
at Sutton, I mean, he's Sutton's gonna get a lot of looks, so
No,
you got to start him.
he did not get a lot of looks last week. I don't know. I think that for example, let's say you've been holding DeAndre Hopkins or Cortland Sutton.
DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah, that's my point.
But
Depending on
see,
what
like in my situation, I have Cortland Sutton and DeAndre Hopkins, but I'm starting both because I have to.
what I'm saying is, let's say you had somebody else, like for
Yeah.
example, let's say you had anybody, Pittman, AJ Brown, or somebody. I think has a better option. Obviously, AJ Brown is on the bye week, but I'm just saying, like if you had to put someone else, I think you should sit him. I think I'm thinking about sitting him because if he's gonna throw the ball to Cortland Sutton a lot, Sauce is gonna be there. And Sauce is freaking nice. Like
Yeah,
the
Sauce
guy,
is nasty.
it's really good. So I don't know if we should start him. I think if you're gonna take a wild shot, you're better off starting Judy because he'll probably get that big long throw that could save you and get you 9-10 points, maybe. But I don't know about Cortland Sutton. How are you feel about the running backs? Melvin Gordon, start, sit.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't trust him.
But to end my conversation, because I could talk about this all day. I have a bad habit of talking about the Jets. I'm taking the Jets to win. I think it's going to be a very low scoring game. I think the Jets win 17-14. I think it's going to be a very boring run first offense. So I'm taking 17-14 the Jets.
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets. I actually have I think this would be a little bit higher than what people are gonna think. So I'm gonna go 24-20 with the Jets. I think the Jets is gonna come down to who can score, whose offense is better, and right now the Jets offense is better. Who can run the ball better?
Brees
The
Hall,
Jet-
baby.
the
I gotta
Jets
get
are the
him. I
Jets
gotta
are
get that shirt.
yeah. I mean, there's no the Cortland Sutton the wide receivers. It's not gonna be a wide receiver game. I'll tell you that much. It's gonna come down to who can run the ball better, and that's gonna be the Jets.
And it's probably gonna come
Mhm.
to that one big play at the wide receiver at the wide receiver position. It might come down to that. But yeah, like you said, how you feel, Chris, about this game?
Yeah, Denver is dookie, so it's going to be a low scoring game.
No,
And
no,
it's going to
no.
be a very good defensive game also. Um, so I say Jets 16-13.
Yeah,
It's going to be a very
a lot of things scare me, guys. A lot of things scare me. One, it's our first 4 o'clock game, so I don't know how we're gonna come out. Like this could make a difference because the Jets have been doing good 1 o'clocks because it's 1 o'clock. 4 o'clock, you get a little bit more eyes watching you, and they're going to Denver. Denver's home, so the Jets are undefeated away. I'm very nervous because we beat Green Bay. We got Denver, New England, and Buffalo. I would love, you don't know how much I would love to beat Denver, to beat New England, and then probably take the L against Buffalo. But I would love to win 2 out of the next 3. I would love that. I think if we lose against Denver, it's a big chance that we only win against New England, which is also a big deal because they own us every time we play them. Bill Belichick just knows the Jets. That's another hard game. I don't care if Zappy or Mac Jones is the quarterback. So I'm very nervous. So
Zapdos?
I need a Jets to win. I need a Jets to win. Which, by the way, did you guys hear Russell Wilson? They asked him how he feels about his hamstring injury. He said, "I heal quickly. I heal faster than other people. My blood is like Wolverine. I don't know." By the way, this
I
guy,
don't know, man.
if I'm a Bronco fan, I do not like him. I
don't
do
like
that's
not
him
like him.
that's right.
I'm surprised he didn't say let's ride when they asked him about his hamstring.
Oh man, this game is gonna get me so pumped up. All right, let's move on. Let's go to the Steeler game really quickly to talk about Chris's team, and then
Whoa, look at that spread. Holy
we'll go
moly.
to this. Yes, it's a big spread. So let's get into it. Miami is favored 7 points at Miami. Um, you know, I thought I had the news. Chris, do you know if Kenny Pickett's playing? Oh, I don't know yet.
No, Kenny Pickett is not playing.
Not playing? Okay, so we're gonna have Mitchell Trubisky. Um, wow. I think Miami has a good defense. I think you can start George Pickens though. I think you can start Deontay Johnson, and I think you can start Najee Harris. Kind of have to, but I also think you can start Pat Freiermuth. I think you take a shot. Maybe those guys start to pick up. Maybe it's a big game for them. But Tua Tagovailoa is back to this game. That's another news I forgot to say, but he is back. Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are banged up, but it does look like they are going to play. But they are a little banged up. So, I would love as a Jet fan for the Miami Dolphins to lose. But if I had to just pick a team, I would think that Miami does win this game after their last terrible 2 weeks. I think with Tua Tagovailoa, they come back and they win the game. But, Mike Tomlin is a good coach. You never know. But if I had to pick a team, I'll pick Miami. But Steelers, please beat them. Please beat them. Yeah, Chris, you go ahead. You can talk.
Yeah, I mean, I could see why the spread is so big. I mean, obviously, um, Tua's back. They're playing at home. Tua just brings a different life into the team, and they've been waiting for him to come back from this injury. But I was very critical. Obviously as a Steeler fan, the last few weeks. about them, and they proved me wrong. They proved a lot of people wrong last week against the Bucks.
Oh yeah.
So I still think they do lose to the Dolphins, but I think it'll be a pretty close game. Like you
Closer
said,
than what
start.
the spread says, right?
Yeah, I definitely start. Pickens, like you said, Johnson, Najee. He got his first touchdown last week, so maybe it'll be a pick me up. So yeah, and then like you said, Miami start. You know, Mostert. Start. What's the name? Waddle, start Hill.
Yeah, Water starting hell. What about Mike
Yeah.
Gesicki? See, how do you feel about Mike Gesicki? Is he a start?
If he's on your team, I'll be mad at you. Like I don't like him, bro. He'll have one good game in out of every six. So if
Let's
you
say
want
you
to
got some
guess
bye
which game
weeks.
is
Like,
that,
let's say you don't have Dallas Goddard. Maybe you pick up Mike Gesicki. Why you gotta be such a? You gotta be so
well,
bad.
look for Ingram.
Robert Tunyon. They play in
Tunyon.
Washington.
Tunyon's
Like,
great,
look up
man.
anybody,
I
man.
love me some Tunyon. If it means Kaseki stays in the waivers,
Oh man, I
I
can't.
don't
I
like
can't.
him. And when he
Yeah.
gritties, he makes me even more mad at him. Like he gets so upset.
He got better. He
No,
been
it wasn't.
practicing.
Why you lying, bro?
It was
He
better than
he
last
got
time.
he got slower. It looked exactly the same.
Oh
He,
god. Who you pick to win? See.
I'm just gonna keep it short. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh in this one. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh in this one.
Oh, upset right there. All right. Let's do one more game. Let's see. Scroll up a little bit. I think there's one more game that we could talk about before we go. And oh hell yeah, let's go to Detroit and Dallas. Let's finish it with Detroit and Dallas. We'll talk quickly and then we'll go to our starts and sits. Detroit and Dallas. Detroit obviously underdogs. Dallas is favored to win by 7 points. I think that the spread should be a lot higher. That's just me personally.
Yeah.
I think Dallas is gonna crush this team. I see this as a complete blowout. On the Detroit end in fantasy, you have to start Swift and you have to start Amon Brown, but I don't love the matchup. I
don't
do not
either.
love it. I don't love it, but you have to start him. Besides that, I'm not starting nobody else. I'm not starting Jared Goff. I don't like his matchup at all. I don't think it's a good matchup. On the Dallas side, we all said it, and there's not much really to say again, but it's start everybody. Like we
Okay,
feel like
I have a question because my sleeper league, there's like nobody in the waiver. There's nobody on the waivers. I can't pick anybody up. Like it's no quarterbacks I can get, and my two quarterbacks are Russell Wilson and Jared Goff. I'm really
Jared
struggling.
Goff.
I'll
Jared
go with
Goff.
Jared Goff.
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
let me go with
That's
Jared
clear.
Goff.
I think that Russell the Denver offense is so bad. I would take Jared Goff to at least throw a touchdown over Russell Wilson. Chris, you agree with me or am I bugging?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was really struggling with that. I was like, damn, it's
You know what's
Dallas
funny?
defense. I
I
mean,
have the same situation you have.
it's crazy. Like it's so bad. And I there's no quarterbacks. It's a 12-team league, so it's different. There's two more teams, and each team in my league has two quarterbacks. So 24 quarterbacks are not in the waiver wire. It's actually crazy. I think one of them has three. I don't know, man. These guys are
Oh
crazy.
god. Yeah, in my job league, I'm playing terrible, and it's because I'm not paying attention. Because my other two leagues, I'm just dominating. I just keep forgetting. But I'm terrible in my job. I'm like 1-5. Russell Wilson. I have Russell Wilson. I have
Welcome to the
Javante.
club, buddy.
Yeah, but I don't have the most points either. I'm just a complete dog right now in that league. But it's okay. It happens.
I'm coming back. I got Keenan Allen and Amon Ra coming back in that league.
That should be a
3-run home
comeback.
run. GG Yankees. I'm taking this one.
Oh snap. Okay, so but let's not even get into that. That'll piss me off. Holy guacamoles. All right. So I'm gonna take Dallas to win. What are you guys taking? Any upsets here, Chris?
Nah.
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 This is
Nah.
Dallas.
You know what's my upset game of the week?
Do you want to really say it? Yeah, say it.
Go ahead. It's gonna be
Say it.
Washington. Is gonna be Green Bay.
What? You think so?
Yeah.
All
I'm
right, well,
calling it, bro.
we're gonna get into that on Saturday because we're hitting our 15-minute mark. Let's
Yeah.
get into our starts and sits of the week. Dun 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 dun.
My
Let's-
God.
Let's get into it. Take off the screen. I don't want to see this spread anymore. Let's move on. Take this screen off. Let's go, baby. All right. Starts and sits. We'll start off at the quarterback position. Chris, give me your quarterback start of the week. You're muted. Oh God.
My bad. My quarterback start is Tua Tagovailoa.
Oh,
His first game back from injury. You know, playing a depleted Pittsburgh team defense. They're playing at home. Um, I think he comes out, and has a pretty decent day.
yeah, he has great days throwing fishes. But I do agree. It's I feel so heartbroken for you that you're picking him against your team. I feel so bad.
Yeah,
But I would
it is
agree.
what it
I
is.
think he's a really solid start. C, quarterback start of the week.
Dak Prescott, easy. Don't even have to
Oh,
explain much.
we talked about so much about that game. You think with
I
Dallas
think I
fans?
think everybody on that team gets a touchdown. CD Brown, uh,
Michael
Schultz,
Gallup.
yeah, Gallup,
Let's go Gallup.
what's his name? Zeke, Tony. I think is 50 points.
Oh my God! If they all get touchdowns, I'm gonna lose to Steven. Holy crap! If they all get touchdowns, all right. My quarterback start of the week is Aaron Rodgers. I think he bounces back after his two disappointments against both New York teams. Yeah, that's right. I think he bounces back. You're facing Washington Commanders. They're so dysfunctional. I think he explodes. I don't think Washington wins. I think Aaron Rodgers goes 300 yards and 3 touchdowns. Let's move on. Running back start of the week. Chris, hit me with your running back.
Sorry, I was looking at this disgrace of a game.
Oh,
3-run home run, Alex Bregman. Yeah, baby.
they're cheating.
Um,
Okay.
s- I put Tony Pollard as my start of the week. Going
With the whole
against
dynasty.
going against like Chris said, going against Detroit. Um, and Dak is back. I think it's just gonna be a welcome home game for everybody.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. C, running back star of the week.
All right, running back start of the week for me, Ken Walker. I'm gonna go with Ken
Oh
Walker.
yeah,
I do like that. I do like
that
that
is a
matchup.
beast.
And he's the dominant ball carrier right now on this team, and he's gonna do it up. He proved what he can do last week, and I think this week he's gonna do even more. So that's my
Oh,
start.
I totally agree. I think he should automatically be in a starting lineup no matter what. But I think he should have a big week. My running back star of the week is going with the quarterback star of the week, and that is Aaron Jones. And that's not just because I have emotional change with him, but I think Aaron Jones has a blow up week. I think Aaron Jones blows up against Washington, and then I think you could trade him right after and get bigger pieces for him. Aaron Jones is a great start this week against Washington. That is my start of the week in running back. Chris, wide receiver start of the week. Stop looking at the Yankee score. What is your wide receiver start of the week?
I already talked about it earlier. DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
Nothing much to say. And speaking of that, Tama, is there a bug going on in the fantasy app? Because it's saying that
Yeah, it is.
Hopkins and and a Kamara are on bye weeks.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Okay.
I was about to break my phone. I was like, what the hell?
No,
But
don't
no.
worry.
It'll
You'll get
update.
your 5 points from each of those players. All right, see. Well, where are we going with your wide receiver start of the week?
Plus 15.
I'm gonna go with Alan Lazard. I'm gonna go with Alan Lazard. Go with your QB start
Yeah,
of
we
the week.
got 3 Green Bays in here. That means something
Um,
gotta go right.
Yeah, I think the Commanders are just gonna get spanked. I think Aaron Rodgers is gonna come in here. Like I thought he was gonna come in there with the Jets with some anger, but the thing is, the thing is with the difference between the Commanders and the Jets is the Commanders have no defense. So this is gonna be Aaron Rodgers enraged, and Alan
I,
Lazard's been loving the end zone this year, so I'm loving
and
that as
I'm
well.
gonna piggyback and say Alan Lazard / Romeo Dobbs because no Randall Cobb. I think that's a great. I totally agree with you. My wide receiver start of the week is Brandon Cooks. Um, Brandon Cooks. I literally looked at it who he was playing, and I forgot already. But I do think I know he has a good matchup. He has a great matchup. I do like Brandon Cooks this week. I think you should plug him in if you have questions. He hasn't been doing what he usually does. Excuse me, but plug him in this week. Chris, give me your tight end star of the week.
Yep, my tight end I got Njoku. I think
David
um
Njoku.
he's a very solid tight end. He's gonna give you the points. They're playing Baltimore, which their defense has been very shaky,
Oh shake.
disappointing.
Yeah,
So I think he does gives you another solid game this week, and he's also a solid pickup if you need a tight end this week.
all right. I'm on board with that. C, tight end star of the week. Mike Gesicki.
That is an absolute L. He'd never
Oh
be on
no.
my league. You just assume that he's gonna be a That's it. But Gerald Everett, I got Gerald Everett this week. The Chargers are gonna go against the Seahawks. I think that's a great matchup. I think everybody eats for the Chargers. Especially with Keenan Allen coming back. This is gonna be a
Please, Herbert.
great.
I'm with you. I'm with you there. Come on.
Yeah,
I'm with
so
you. He eats.
I hope so
Oh
as
my
well.
God. I totally agree with you. I am manifesting that with you because Herbert needs to wake the hell up because I'm on panic mode. All right, my 10 and start of the week. T.J. Hawkinson, Detroit. I know they're going up against a tough Dallas defense, but I think with Trayvon Diggs on Amon St. Brown and the defense, Michael Parsons focusing on DeAndre Swift, I think TJ actually gets some attention because he probably has the weakest part of the defense. So I think he's a good start this week. Sits. Let's go to our quarterback sit of the week. I'm gonna go first because I just went with the tight end. I'm sitting Jared Goff. I don't think he's gonna have a good day against Dallas. I said it multiple times. That's pretty much it. Who is your quarterback sit of the week, Chris?
My quarterback says Trevor Lawrence.
Hmm.
He's been disappointing the last few weeks, and I don't like his matchup this week.
That
Definitely
giant
don't.
defense. Yeah, that giant defense is coming out of
Yeah,
nowhere.
I don't
But
like it. And the Giants have been very surprising. You saw how they shut out Aaron Rodgers in the second half. And I don't like Lawrence's chance this week. So
yeah, and they got a fumble and an insult from Lamar Jackson in the fourth quarter. So it looks like they're a fourth quarter team. They're gonna make the Super Bowl. You didn't hear? C. What is your quarterback sit of the week?
as long as
Yeah,
Tom Brady's there, they're gonna win.
that's
Oh,
true. That's true.
they can't go
Uh,
up against Tom Brady. They're the same damn side.
Hey
uh,
man,
Russell Wilson.
sucks.
Let's
Oh,
ride. He's gonna be
boo!
here. At my sit of the week. He's got to face two elite corners, in my opinion. Don't think that this is gonna be a passing game. Don't
Don't
think
get me
that they're gonna be
excited.
scoring. Don't think they're gonna be scoring as much. Not even as much at all. Because the Broncos haven't been scoring at all all season. So, you know, we'll see
No,
what
they haven't.
happens. But yeah, Russell Wilson.
By
QB2.
the way, if the Jets somehow throw 5 touchdowns and crush his team, um, Izzy, don't look at your phone. I just don't. And if the Broncos win, I won't look at my phone. I'll make a promise right now. I will not look at my phone. No, I lied. I can't stop talking. I was smack talk. There we go. 3-1 Yankees. I mean 3-1. We got one, baby. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go with running back sit of the week. I'm gonna start again because I'm just gonna piggyback what of just Christian C just said. Melvin Gordon is my sit of the week. Even though I think it's gonna be a run heavy offense, I think Latavius Murray is gonna be a problem in this running back backfield. I think Melvin Gordon. I don't like what they're doing with him. I know he's fumbled a lot, but they're not giving him a chance. So I think they need to fix that. But until then, the Jets defense. I'm just riding with the Jets. I'm sorry. I'm sitting everybody in Denver right now. But yeah, I'm sitting Melvin Gordon. Chris, who are you sitting?
Um, Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Yeah, what a
Yeah,
disappointment.
he's on the down slope.
He came back.
you know.
He's back to normal because there was a layer for the last 2 years.
Hey, I mean, he. It looks like he's stopped. Oh my man, Aaron Judge. It looks like he's stopped with the with the fumbling problem that he had the past few years, which is a good thing. But you know,
Now he stopped with the scoring problem.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
All right, see, give me your running back sit of the week.
Got David Montgomery. Facing the New England Patriots. That's not a great matchup in my opinion. The New England Patriots defense has been the reason that, in my opinion, the reason that they have been staying in games, winning.
I don't know if I agree with that one. Zappy threw for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns. Maybe with Mac Jones there, maybe, but Zappy, I don't know. I think,
Zappy
yes. If Zappy's at quarterback, I'm more concerned. Mac Jones, I never liked him, but yeah, I agree.
I
But
guess.
yeah, I'm gonna go with David Montgomery. The New England's been third against the run this year in fantasy.
Yeah.
So they've been good against the run. So that's just my side of the week.
Yeah, that's another win for New England. So Jets need to win.
3-2,
That
3-2
second seed.
now. 3-2 guys. 3-2.
Oh yeah, baby, let's go. All right, my wide receiver set of the week. I'm gonna just keep going first. Can you guess who it is? Yeah, it's Cortland Sutton. Yeah, I'm saying Cortland Sutton. I don't like him against Sauce Gardner. I think the Jets freaking locked them down, baby. Let's move on. Chris, who's your wide receiver set of the week?
I have your boy Wilson, Jacob. I'm sorry to say
Darren
it.
Wilson?
Yes, sir.
I agree with you. I said something.
100%.
He's still on
You know, like you
waivers.
said, them, like Pastor Tane is that guy.
He's that guy.
He's
He's so underrated just because they keep
mhm.
losing, but he locks down everybody.
He's that guy. I think between him, um, Darius Slay and Sauce Gardner, it looks like they're fighting for rookie of the year, in my opinion. Defensive rookie of the year. I'm sorry.
So, oh, I'm about to say Sertan is not a rookie. I was so confused.
No. I'm sorry.
Defensive?
Yeah,
Yeah,
defense. I'm
I
sorry.
don't think he's gonna win that. I think he'll probably win rookie,
Yeah,
defensive rookie of the year. I think
defensive
Sauce,
rookie of the
if
year.
Sauce keeps going, yeah, I don't know if he'll win that one too. But I agree with you. Sertan is really elite, and that's what I'm scared of because if he is on Elijah Moore and Wilson has to throw the ball and force feeds him the ball, it's not gonna be a good game
Yeah,
for the
that guy
Jets.
is nasty. I love. I was watching his highlights the other day because
He
he's just nasty.
he
Man.
locks down everybody. Like,
It's crazy.
it sucks that they don't get enough praise because they don't have an
Mhm.
offense. Like the defense does
I
not
mean, the
level.
reason why they've won the games they won is because their defense.
And the reason why they're in the games is because that defense is
Yeah.
so. I don't think people realize it. And so if the Denver Broncos offense actually wakes up, then they're gonna see how good that defense is. But I don't see it happening anymore. I think
Right.
the Broncos are phoning. All right, I agree. Chris, give me your wide receivers of the week.
Mike Gesicki is not in there. I'm
That's a
kidding.
tight end, but yeah.
You said, are we on tight end?
Oh, man,
Wide
wide
receivers,
receivers.
sir.
Oh, well, I'm so off. Drake London. I got Drake London
How
here.
dare you? I'm just
Hey
kidding.
man, it's just I forget who they faced. I wrote them on my list.
Atlanta has a tough matchup. I just forgot who
Cincinnati
else.
Bengals. Yes. They faced
Oh yeah.
Cincinnati Bengals. Drake London. The Cincinnati Bengals have been better and better on defense, weekend and weekend. So I'm just gonna go, and that's just all I have to say. Tough matchup,
Yeah.
Drake London.
I totally agree. My tight end set of the week is gonna be Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill, I don't like. He's playing right now. I can't even get what the score is because the fantasy app is bugging out right now.
Yeah.
I can't even see if he did anything, but I don't like him.
He ran it
I
a
don't
couple
like.
times already though.
I
But
don't
I
like
think
his
that's pretty much
matchup
it.
though. Yeah, I don't like his matchup though. I think he'll give it another 5 points. I don't think he's good. I think he's a sit. Chris, give me
Yeah.
a tight end set of the week.
My tight end sit is actually your tight end start. T.J. Hawkinson. I just don't like this matchup at all. Dallas has been the defense has been elite. They've yet to have anybody score more than 20 on them, and I think they just lock them down. I don't trust Jared Goff enough against an elite defense to give him any type of production this week. So yeah, he's my sit.
All right, so we have a little. You want to make this interesting?
Let's make it
Let's
interesting.
make it interesting. We're gonna have
No
to
more
do
than
something.
$20, bro.
No,
No.
no. We gotta talk about it. We're gonna see. Now
Ew.
it's the second time that we're going face to face with start to sit. So we're gonna make it interesting next time. See, tight end set of the week.
I'm gonna go with Bellinger. For the Giants. I'm only putting him on this list only because people are saying, he scored just under 50 points and was a top 10 tight end in week 6. A week after scoring 10 fantasy points. So people are probably considering maybe I should pick up this tight end. He's doing well. People are gonna start streaming him. He has he's been scoring touchdowns. A touchdown isn't enough for a tight end, and I don't think he's gonna continue to get that week in and week out. The targets are not there. I think it's about 2 or 3 targets that he's getting. I don't think it's enough to start him. I give him this week. He does it again, and he's on more consistent basis. Then yeah, I would consider it. It's the same thing I did with Conklin. He did like 2 good weeks. I picked him up in my sleeper week. I started him. He gave me 16 points. I'm like, wow, this guy's good. And then donuts and donuts. So it's like I said, if your name's not Kelsey or Andrews, tight ends is really tough. So I can see why Bellinger can be attractive to you. But I would just say just give it one more week. As a Giants fan.
All right, that is a start and sits of the week. By the way, we're at the second quarter already, and Hopkins has not caught 1 reception yet. So I'm very surprised what's going on with the Cardinals. They need to fix it quick. But that is JNC's podcast. That is the starts and sits of the week. This is Jacob, Christian, and C, aka Christopher. We're gonna hit you guys back up with our next episode on Saturday. Let's go. JETS. Jets, Jets, Jets. We'll see you guys next episode, baby.
That's right.
Oh, shot.